The AH-1 is the world's first purebred attack helicopter. Designed and entered into service 60 years ago, it has evolved over time and continues to serve even 6 decades later. The AH-1 was born out of the necessity of the Vietnam War. U.S. forces were struggling in Vietnam's dense vegetation. The enemy was highly mobile and hard to detect. Close air support provided by planes was problematic and sometimes resulted in friendly fire incidents, causing difficulties for ground troops. Initially, there were attempts to arm AH-1 Hueys, but these helicopters didn't deliver the desired results in attack missions due to their large bodies, weapon-carrying capacity, and maneuvering style. Consequently, in 1965, the U.S. Navy issued an urgent call for bids. They required a helicopter that was as narrow as possible with high weapon-carrying capacity, speed, and agility. They wanted it within a year. Lockheed Martin and Bell were the only companies able to participate in the bid due to the short time frame. Lockheed Martin had the AH-56 Cheyenne design, but it was never successful. Its prototype crashed during testing, and the project was shelved. The task fell entirely to Bell. Bell had already delivered many AH-1 Hueys. They had no existing concept for a new helicopter, and 1 year was a very short time. The engineers pondered heavily over this, thinking about how to create such a helicopter and especially a working prototype in 1 year. Then a brilliant idea struck them. Instead of a new helicopter, they decided to develop it based on the existing AH-1 concept. They replaced the AH-1's wide body with a narrow one. This helicopter would have the same engine, transmission, and tail control systems as the AH-1, but would be a purebred attack helicopter. This new concept was the Cobra concept. The new concept met all the Navy's needs. The crew was seated not side by side, but in tandem to allow for the slim body. The first model had rocket pods on the wings and 2 7.62mm machine guns in the nose. Later, one of the machine gun pods was made capable of mounting a 40mm grenade launcher. Bell's concept was accepted, quickly produced, and put into use. Since they shared the same infrastructure as the AH-1s, the Navy and Marines quickly adapted. During the Vietnam War, a total of 1,917 AH-1 Cobra helicopters were produced. These helicopters were used by the United States in various phases of the war, and different versions were developed. Until the end of the Vietnam War in 1975, AH-1 Cobra helicopters were used for airstrikes, reconnaissance missions, and other military operations. The United States lost about 300 AH-1 Cobra helicopters during the Vietnam War. These losses were due to various reasons, including enemy fire, technical failures, accidents, and other operational causes. The challenging conditions of the war often exposed the helicopters to enemy fire and operational risks. The AH-1 became one of the most favored vehicles during the war. Particularly, the threat of friendly fire from aircraft was not an issue with the AH-1s, allowing the enemy to be eliminated with great precision. However, the AH-1s alone were not enough to change the course of the war. Nevertheless, the Cobra introduced the concept of the attack helicopter to the world's armies. Inspired by this, the U.S. Army wanted a more powerful, heavily armored helicopter, leading to the birth of the AH-64. However, the Navy did not abandon the Cobra and continuously developed and used it. After the AH-1s, the AH-1J models with 20mm guns and more advanced weaponry were introduced. In the post-war period, the largest customer for this helicopter was Iran, which purchased 200 AH-1Js during the Shah's era. To meet this demand, the Navy's requests were postponed, and some AH-1 in production were converted to AH-1Js. Iran's main attack helicopter force still consists of these helicopters. The AH-1G QSPEF models were single-engine, while the transition to dual engines began with the AH-1J. Then came the AH-1T models, followed by the most popular in the series, the AH-1W Super Cobra, developed in 1986. The Super Cobra was a significant upgrade with much more powerful engines, coolers against heat-seeking missiles, guided missile systems, an advanced mission computer, and the ability to use a wide variety of munitions. It became the world's first helicopter capable of firing air-to-air missiles using Sidewinder and Stinger missiles. Some AH-1Ts were upgraded to the AH-1 4BW Viper. Later, along with the UH-1Y Venom project, came the Zulu Cobra AH-1Z Viper. In 2020, the USMC retired the older Cobra versions, continuing only with the Viper models. 1,116 AH-1G models, 192 AH-1C Cobras, 101 AH-1Ts, 179 AH-1Ws, and 229 AH-1Zs were produced. The AH-1s entered the inventories of over 20 countries and proved themselves in many battlefields. We will continue to see the Cobras, represented by the AH-1Z, performing significant roles in various corners of the world.